Probably one of the most incredible phenomena of the internet is the very fact that parts of history that were ever recorded online, on TV shows, even in games, have simply been lost in time. This represents examples of media that are missing, don't exist, or are not available to the general public. In this video, you and I will try to recover the gaps, some of the darkest media ever recorded. I recommend putting on headphones and setting aside your business for viewing. And we're starting.
And I'm looking towards the Statue of Liberty, the direction of, with the phone in my hand. And that's when the plane caught my eyes. And this plane is bearing down on me. I'm hypnotized standing up there. I'm not having time to react. All I'm looking at is this plane, and it's getting bigger, bigger, bigger. Lord, I can't do this, you take over. And I dove under my desk.
What's the jet doing? Holy.
I'm dead! Oh my God!
Wow. Like that isn't that apparently does look.
On September 11th, 2001, one of the greatest tragedies in the United States and the world as a whole occurred. On the morning of that day, 4 groups of terrorists, totaling 19 people, hijacked 4 scheduled passenger airplanes. The hijackers directed 2 airliners into the towers of the World Trade Center. We all know the outcome.
For hours, and the smoke is extremely thick.
I'm telling you, it was a mess.
There were people.
One became a tower of smoke. Hundreds of workers and visitors were first stunned by the sound of...
More than 20 years ago, the world changed, and with each passing year, this tragedy has begun to be forgotten, but not on the internet. On July 30th, 2022, a user with the handle The Sketchy Dude posted on Reddit, "Lol Superman. Lost 9/11 shock video from the early 2000s. Does anybody have any information?" Attached to the post was a possible photo of the video.
And adjacent Vista
Hostages created by the fire, people began jumping from the 70th floors and higher straight to the ground. In total, it is estimated that up to 200 people fell from both towers. Around 2006, videos most likely began to appear on video sharing websites, showing footage taken from the ground around the towers. The video, entitled "Lol Superman," reportedly captured footage of jumpers colliding with the ground, as well as showing the aftermath of those collisions. Since then, probably due to its removal, the video has eluded those who have tried to find it. Users claim that the video was posted in the early days of YouTube and contained graphic images of the jumps. But due to extremely negative comments and the nature of the video, it was removed. It is assumed that the video lasted no more than 2 minutes. However, later the only frame of the video was exposed. The frame actually belongs to a tourist video who was simply visiting a family shopping center in June 2001. There's also a screenshot where 2 people are supposedly captured climbing the stairs to the WTC Plaza. Their path coincides with the currently debunked single frame of the video. After this debunking, the search for the video slowed down, and later moderators of the 9/11 archive stated that the video most likely does not exist due to the abundance of other shocking videos from the scene of the tragedy.
Falling glass forced to shatter.
But this is not the only video from that horrifying day. After the hype around "Lol Superman" on a subreddit called 9/11 Archive, interest in lost videos of the tragedy noticeably increased. Here we can see footage that chills the blood. The only existing video recording of the South Tower collapsing from inside the shopping center. Most likely, there is much more footage, but it is all under the control of the FBI. At the moment, the archive continues to be replenished, and who knows what else we will see from the scene of this tragedy. Why You Never Became a Dancer is an unofficial music video that features a heavily photoshopped, creepy woman who has random talking animations. This video is one of the classic dark corners of YouTube, and it has garnered nearly 4 million views. All of this takes place to a song by the popular Knots group White House. The song is dedicated to the 1995 film of the same name, in which a certain Tracy Emin recounts his personal story of sexual violence. However, the song accuses Tracy of lying. Now that you understand what the video itself is, we are left with the question, who is this girl and where did she come from? People have tried to perform a reverse image search, but there were no results. However, a user on Reddit stumbled upon the answer. While browsing random Japanese websites, he came across a site called thetuburo.com. The site is full of creepy internet mysteries like this one. Scrolling through the site, he found an article about the video, and it shows that they also searched for the original photo on the internet, but couldn't find anything. But one day, a random viewer emailed them an unedited photo of a girl. The photograph is taken from a book about the Japanese serial killer Kiya Seokuba. The girl's name is Riki Tekimura, and she was one of the 8 victims of his crimes. It remains a mystery to this day which book it was taken from. But that's not quite the end. This new image has opened up many new avenues for research. So by studying the serial killer, we may come across a video about the incident. Most likely, this image is what became the source for the clip. Undoubtedly, Creepypasta has become a relic of the past in internet history. Slenderman, Red Mist, Muscle, all of these characters were created with creepy pictures and videos. Yes, they all successfully lived through their era and died. However, the protagonist of today's video, it seems, doesn't want to die. Stories began appearing on Creepypasta sites around October 2008 when a user named Cesur uploaded a 2.5-minute video to YouTube explaining the backstory of how Jeff accidentally bleached his face, trying to clean the bathtub, which explains some aspects of his appearance. From there, numerous Jeff the Killer stories began to spread quickly in various forms, as people began to take liberties with stories about his life, his face, his motives, and his methods of murder. The question of the origin of the original photograph has been raised repeatedly since the creation of Jeff the Killer. For several years, it was believed that the image was taken from a 4chan post from April 21, 2008, about a young girl named Katie Robinson who committed suicide after being cyberbullied. The most infamous thing that spurred her to commit suicide was a photoshopped image of herself. Cesur was hounded by many users of his YouTube video, asking about the origin of the image. Some even accused him of photoshopping the image and causing Robinson's death. Later, many internet users considered that Katie Robinson could have been a fake, since 4chan is well known for spreading false and disturbing rumors, as well as the fact that there are no news reports about this girl on 4chan. It is also strange that the post did not attract much attention back in 2008 when it was first published. Later, some discovered that the image in the post was taken from a profile on luckylovers.net under the name Katrina Mia, a woman living in Scotland. On August 2, 2007, even before the story with Jeff, a mysterious video entitled NNN was uploaded to a YouTube channel called Darky Night. Allegedly, this video is based on a Japanese urban legend about a scrolling list of names around 3 a.m., and at the end of the video it says that these names are tomorrow's victims. But why am I telling you about this video? To do this, rewind the video to 4 minutes and 10 seconds. In the end, the source of the image was found, and everyone became convinced of Sasur's lie, or rather, Jeff the Killer's. The original unphotoshopped image remained a mystery. However, it recently turned out that the image was first published on a Japanese website called pua.cc on November 16, 2005, by user OmegaVolt with such a title. The image was captioned, "Which of them are you afraid of? But with whom should we compare?" White powder. The image was uploaded to the same site by a user with the nickname Mr. Malahound, and it seems that everything is falling into place now. This image is an earlier image of Jeff. This can be seen in the mouth and eyes, and apparently OmegaVolt decided to Photoshop this image in order to make it even scarier. Soon after, the investigation stalled. No one knew the origin of the photo. Hundreds of contenders for the original image were found. On April 28, 2023, Etruscan discovered a woman on the Japanese image board Gazabox.com. Her name was Marika. The similarity of faces between white powder, such as the hairline and mouth, was very intriguing, as they did not have no counterparts compared to previously discovered photos. Several key points of interest were her reputation as an online idol, and the constant cyberbullying from many users on the internet. It is most likely that some user photoshopped this image, giving it the name white powder. However, these are just mysteries. What conclusions can be drawn? To this day, there are no exact sources or origins of the photo. All we have is the original image called white powder. However, users are closer than ever to solving the mystery. The Cannibal Cafe is a forum where people can discuss their fantasies about cannibalism and even put them into practice. The creators of the forum diligently claimed that everything that happens on the site is just fantasies, but I think we all understand that this is not the case. The site managed to operate for a long time until one interesting case. Armin Maivis and Bernd Brandes. They began corresponding through this horrifying forum after Maivis posted an advertisement seeking a victim willing to be methodically killed for the purpose of being eaten. After several failed attempts to lure a victim, Maivis's post eventually caught the attention of Brandes, who also had a cannibalism fetish. However, unlike Maivis, he did not eat human flesh, but desired to be eaten. Shortly after his arrival, Brandes asked Maivis to bite off his penis. This proved too difficult, and eventually it had to be cut off with a knife. After this, Brandes was placed in a bathtub, from which blood darkly drained for 3 hours, while Maivis read the novel Star Trek. He gave Brandes large doses of painkillers, sleeping pills, and alcohol, kissed him on the forehead, and then stabbed him in the throat in a room specially prepared for the incident. For 10 months after the murder, Maivis kept parts of the body in a freezer, and is said to have eaten up to 20 kilograms of Brandes's flesh. The recording, confiscated by the police, has since been kept locked up by the German authorities. The only time it was shown to the public was during Maivis's trial, after which some of those present required therapy. The initial charge against Maivis of manslaughter was reclassified as murder during a retrial in 2005. He is currently serving a life sentence in a prison in Kassel, Germany. I hope you enjoyed this journey through the truly bleak and dark world of lost media. If you did, let me know by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. If I see that you like this kind of genre, I will make a second part. Thank you all very much for watching. This was Spookify. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss new parts of Lost Files.